So I'm going to talk a little bit about the soul's journey from my own personal perspective, not my NDE, not my near-death experience, but from my sister's perspectives, what I was privy to, what they were allowed to show me, and what I was allowed to experience. Which I was very blessed to be able to, I guess because both my sisters knew that I could see, hear, feel spirit, know spirit. Um, so when my younger sister passed, she was age 30 and she went very quickly. And I didn't make it to the hospital in time. So when I got to the hospital, sorry, I still get emotional. When I got to the hospital, I was greeted by our pastor. And I knew that she was already gone because I could feel when I entered the room that her soul was gone. And when I touched her, she was cold. Um, and it took me a while, I don't know how long, but I fell to my knees and lost it. You know how you do. And when I got myself up and I went into the restroom to throw cold water on my face and just kind of take a deep breath and kind of understand what just happened, right? Um, I felt her. I felt her come and say goodbye. I felt my whole body, this peaceful feeling, like my cells were, like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like this overwhelming sense of peace, love, like a hug from the inside out is the only way I can describe it. Like the best hug you've ever gotten, but from the inside out. And I could see all this golden light fill up in my head, in my whole being, almost like it was hard to see. Like I would have had to wear sunglasses, but it felt so good, right? And of course, I had visits from her after that, but not the visits that I wanted. So that's kind of how I was blocking because I had a guard up around my heart because I was hurting and grieving so badly, which I've talked about in other videos. Um, and then I know that I felt her come into the room a couple times. I know other people have told me they've experienced this where they feel their loved one or a pet rub up against their leg. Well, in her case, I felt her come into the room and then I knew when I closed my eyes and then there she was. Or sometimes I would see her with my eyes open. When my older sister had passed, which there's only 15 months difference between me and my older sister, but she's still my older sister. When she passed, before she went, she said, she wrote in her will, I promise you, if I go before you, I will come to you as fast as I possibly can, if I'm allowed. You taught me that not to fear the other side and that I could come back. So she died suddenly, very quickly. And from the moment I found out she passed, it was about a 2.5 hour drive to get to my niece's home. And when I got there, of course, greeted her and my mom and whoever was there, and everyone was upset. And it was extremely emotional. Sorry. And then that evening, I slept in her granddaughter's bed. And as soon as I laid my head down on the pillow, I knew the scenario. I have to surrender this. If I don't surrender this to God and take the walls down around my heart, if I close myself up, I won't get the message. So I said my prayers and I found that quiet space in my head, opened up my heart. It's almost like you have to open up your heart like a flower blooming in the morning, like a morning glory. It's like you have to just release it all and forget about all the things in your head and all the ache in your heart and just completely surrender. And the minute you do that is when you're open for the gifts. And that's when she came. And I felt her and she let me literally channel her very last moments. I could smell, hear, feel everything around me. I was literally in her. And I was standing there watching the gas pump. She was putting gas in. I saw her message on her phone. I saw the road. I saw the lines in the road. I could smell what she was smelling, everything. And everything that happened from that moment, from the moment her car hit the cornfield, to the pain she was feeling, to the the pathway, the tunnel that people call it with the light. I could hear God speaking to her. It was like this magnet that was I was being pulled, and she was fighting it. She was like, no, 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 I can't go, I can't go, I can't go. And God was saying, it's time to come home. It's time to come home. And then that's when she looked back at me, like it was like we separated, like her spirit separated me, like, you know what I mean? And she said, I'm going because you taught me that I can come back whenever I want. Please tell everyone that I love them. And then I saw who greeted her on the other side. So for any of you that are wondering what it's like, this is what it's like from their perspective. And I can promise you that that's how it felt to me. Although I will say that it's a very freeing moment because you leave your physical body. And it is incredible. And you don't feel the weight and the pain and the emotions that you feel in this physical body. The minute you start to separate from that and the closer you get to the other side, you don't feel that the way that you feel it here. Although, I mean, obviously you have your life review, right? So I hope this helps. I didn't want this to get too long, so I'll stop now. But I was really feeling pressure to do this, and I hope that it gives you a little bit more understanding of what it's like when you start to release, separate from the physical vessel into the spirit vessel completely. Hope this helps.